Most of us are familiar with the idea of two paths in life, right? One leads to salvation, the other to ruin. But what if there's a third way? Today, we're going to dig into a theological text that presents a really unique three-part plan for humanity's destiny. So let's see what these three ways are all about.
Okay, so we start with something we probably all recognize, captured in this famous verse. It gives us this really stark choice that you see in all sorts of philosophies and stories. The easy road that leads to ruin versus the hard path that leads to life. It's that classic fork in the road.
So that seems pretty black and white, doesn't it? Good path, bad path. But what if that isn't the whole picture? The text we're exploring today uses this verse as a launchpad to ask a huge question. Are these really the only two options on the table?
All right, let's jump into the first path, the broad road. Now, this text describes this not just as an option, but as the default path for humanity, the one we've all been traveling for thousands of years.
Think of this road as, well, humanity's factory settings. It's the easy, downhill slide we were all set on, starting way back with Adam. It's the path of least resistance, a slow, natural degeneration over time.
And get this, according to the text, this path has actually gotten faster over time. It's described as becoming more glazed and slimed and slippery with sin. And look at this timeline. 6,000 years ago, this journey to destruction took Adam 930 years. Today, the text claims the average is just 35. Wow, that's a massive acceleration.
Okay, so that's the default path. But now let's look at the second way, the narrow way to life. And this isn't just some simple alternative for everybody. Nope. This is presented as something really different, a special and very limited opportunity. This path is pretty much the exact opposite of that easy, broad road. The source describes it as incredibly difficult and, this is key, only open for a limited time, during what it calls the gospel age. It's for a very select few, and the price of admission? It's the ultimate sacrifice, the complete surrender of your human nature.
So you might be wondering, what's the prize for such a tough journey? Well, it's not just living forever. The text is super specific. The prize is immortality, and that means having life inside yourself, independent, completely death-proof. A quality that, the text says, originally only belonged to the divine being, Jehovah.
Okay, that's a pretty deep concept, right? To help us wrap our heads around it, the source material gives us a really helpful analogy to explain the difference between this divine, immortal life and just regular human life.
So think of it like this. The divine being is like the sun. It's the source, it makes its own light. Humanity, even at our absolute best, is like a diamond. Now, a diamond can shine brilliantly, but it's only reflecting the sun's light. It doesn't create its own. Take away the sun, and the diamond goes dark. See? The text is arguing that humanity is just like that diamond. Our life is dependent on God. So let's recap this second path real quick. It's rugged, it's steep, it's demanding. It's a path of sacrifice, where the human nature is given up to gain a divine one. And it's an exclusive, temporary offer for what the text calls a little flock of overcomers. But wait a second, what about, well, everyone else? The huge majority of humanity not on this super narrow path. This is where we get to the third and final path, the one the text presents as a future hope for the rest of the world, the highway of holiness. Let's put this future highway right next to the narrow way. The contrast is night and day. One is super hard and for just a few people. The other is designed to be easy and for all the redeemed. The whole goal shifts too. It's not about sacrificing yourself anymore, it's about removing sin. And the prize is totally different, not a divine nature, but the restoration of human perfection. Yeah, the text really paints a picture of this highway as a safe, public road, especially prepared for easy travel. That quote, "No lion shall be there," is symbolic, right? It means the obstacles that stop people now, like negative public opinion or oppressive systems, they just won't be there to get in the way. The goal is restitution, bringing humanity back to the perfection Adam originally had, leading to everlasting human life. Okay, so let's take a step back and pull all three of these threads together. Let's look at the complete theological map that this text has laid out for us. This chart really sums it all up perfectly. First, you've got the broad road, easy, downward, the default for most of humanity, leading to destruction. Second, the narrow way, incredibly difficult for a little flock right now, leading to a divine nature. And third, the highway of holiness, easy, upward, for all the redeemed in the future, leading back to human perfection.
So what we're really seeing here is a move beyond a simple two-path system to a complex, multi-stage plan with different paths for different people at different times. And that leaves us with a big question to chew on. What is the power of seeing a spiritual plan not as a single fork in the road, but as a detailed map with multiple distinct destinies?